What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 125. And we start today's episode off with some player training, where as you can see after Barai's brace against his former side, Empoli, he's now hit 82 overall. And again, this is why I was not surprised this guy was going to progress so quickly this season in terms of his overall, because he's the complete package literally everywhere, apart from the fact his finishing stat was for some reason quite low. All we had to do was train that, watch it go up, and his overall will go up simultaneously as well. So Barai now 82 overall, and again after the brace against Empoli, and with Zaniolo the captain down with that 2-month injury, he's going to start on the right hand side once again for the first game of today's episode, away against Torino on the back of our victory at the Stadio Olimpico. But 24 minutes into the game, away in Turin, we would fall behind against the side who this season we faced twice, once in the Cup and once in the league, both at home. But each time we faced Torino, they've put in some pretty decent performances, showed that they've got what it takes to get points off us and get goals against us. And Odson Edouard, who missed a couple of golden chances in both of those games away at the Stadio Olimpico, scored the first goal of the game 25 minutes into the match, and Torino were in front here in Turin. So 1-0 to Torino, courtesy of the former Celtic striker Edouard. And in the first half, we were really struggling. We've of course won every single game apart from one this season away against Bologna in match day 3 in this area, but I couldn't get inside Torino. Their defence was so good, and that's why in stoppage time in the first half, it was a real relief to see this. Barai sends it long, and Ivan Toney, what have we seen from our number 9 this season that we hadn't seen in previous seasons gone by? A willingness to get assists. Barai sends it long, and Toney drags 2 Torino defenders with him, leaps like a salmon in the air, big committed header, knocks it down to Ricardo, who controls on the chest and volleys it into the roof of the net. Ricardo, right before the break, puts us back on level terms and makes it Torino 1, Roma 1, with yet another assist for Ivan Toney. But in the second half, I just could not break down Torino, just like in the first half. Defensively, they were so solid in this game, and in the end, the only real chance we got fell to Barai as Zach Steffen made the save. We might have had 13 shots in the game, but look at the stats here. Most of our attempts on target fell from outside the area. Their defence was so organised, so structured, and we just couldn't get that many clear-cut chances. So final score away in Turin, Torino 1, Roma 1, and for just the second time this season, we slip up in this area, and it's our first draw of the campaign as well. And the significance of that, as Juventus beat Sassuolo, means the gap in the Serie A at the top of the table is now cut to just 6 points. And that's why whilst we had won every single game apart from one heading into that Torino game, like I've been mentioning throughout the course of the season so far, there's still a long way to go, and we're taking nothing for granted because the big teams rarely slip up. We can't afford to do so too many more times. There's a big one there, a 1-1 draw away at Torino. Still, for the second of 3 big games today, we now take on Milan away at the San Siro. Right now 14 points behind us in the race for the title, and need to win tonight as Donnarumma returns home with his brother starting in goal for the opposition tonight. Last time we faced Milan, we beat them by 5-1. Another performance like that, and I'll feel we're still on track to win the Serie A title. Forza Roma! Into the game, not too much to report. Milan have looked a better team to start off with, as we're still tied at 0-0, as Gigi's going to kick it out wide towards Wan-Bissaka, who can't keep it in plan. I must admit, we surrendered possession a few times already, and this is looking a little bit worrying here. We're yet to get started tonight in Milan, and I feel like we're fearing a bit of pressure here, as Milan, still deadlocked at 0-0, have made the brightest start. Iago crosses, and Joel Linton couldn't make clean connection with the header. Milan have made a much better beginning. We're yet to get going. It's just going hard on Joel Linton, and that'll be a booking for all he wants to play stops. But here's Haaland through to Paqueta. He knocks it out wide towards Mbabu, who's turned Ollie Shaw with a brilliant first touch. And he's rolled it back to Kondogbia, and Kondogbia gives Milan the lead, and it's no less than they deserve. 3 minutes to go before the half an hour mark. Milan strike first, but give the credit to number 36. What a brilliant piece of skill to take the ball over Ollie Shaw, leave him bamboozled, and eventually as Kondogbia takes a touch, Donnarumma won't keep a clean sheet back at his former side. Squeezed in at the near post. Milan are in front. It's 1-0. We are yet to get started out there. Well, I said it, that draw away at Torino might well dent our confidence psychologically. And it certainly does appear like it's been the case, because we look disjointed out there and out of sync. We just don't look right. It's just not been a good start in this first half. We only got 5 minutes to go in the first half. The first half's flown by as Luis Alberto is down left-hand side and crosses, and Milan heads it goal bound, and Donnarumma has to push it away. 5 minutes to go in the half, and it's been all Milan. League leaders, we were 14 points clear of Milan heading into the game tonight. But here at the San Siro, you'd think it's the other way round. We are all at sea. So just a one change at the break, but it's a very interesting one. Orsolini, who didn't have a very good first half for us, surrendered possession multiple times, has come off for Pellegrini. Going to give him a nod here in this second half, and rest Riccardo for the Coppa Italia semi-final first leg away in Turin in 4 days' time. And Shaw at some point is probably going to come off as well. He's had a really poor game out there. Was murked for the first goal. And also is on a booking as well. Here's Fernandes to Diaz, and a golden chance here as Diaz crosses to Tony. Oh, what a save by Donnarumma, and then cleared off the line with his follow attempt by Mbabu, who set up the first goal. 2 bites of the cherry for Ivan. Couldn't squeeze either of them home, but that's the start we needed in this second half. Poor first half. Now let's sort it out. Fernandes can strike him over the bar. Still 1-0. Pellegrini, it's Tony. Oh, nice flick. Sandro. Oh, yes. Sandro Tonali gives us the equaliser, and I knew we'd get a chance again in this second half. He's taken the armband since Romagnoli's been taken off. Brilliant flick by Tony, and I'm so glad this season Tonali has kept himself fit. Last year, early stages, ruptures his ACL. We barely see him again, but this season, I think that's his 5th or perhaps 6th goal in the Serie A, and surely the most important one this season as well. Keeps his composure, finesses it home. Milan 1, Roma 1. Now let's turn the game on its head and find a winner. Sure, an interception. Tonali to Fernandes. And gets in on the turn, just couldn't make clean connection with the ball there. I should have waited, and instead there's a chance for Milan here over 2-on-1. Alberto, Paco Alcacer! Milan back in front with 13 minutes to go, and the Spaniard restores the lead for the host. Paco Alcacer sent forward and gets in Fernandes. Surrendering possession on the halfway line. Milan on the break. Aya dragged out position, and Alcacer drills it past Donnarumma. 2-1 Milan, and we might be set for just our 2nd defeat of the entire season. Chance for Milan here to wrap the points up later on. Lovely ball out wide towards Haaland, who crosses. The flag's up for offside though. And we've got to get the play restarted quickly here. There's only 15 seconds of normal time remaining. Wan-Bissaka to Fernandes. Into Pellegrini. Back to Fernandes. Into Tony. Need some help. Need some help. Oh, no, he doesn't! Ivan Tony with an absolutely superb solo goal has rescued Roma and ensures the undefeated run will get extended. Ivan Tony has just shocked the San Siro silent, apart from the 3,000 Roma fans in the away end. Tony with a wonderful piece of skill. No goals in his last 2 games. The mini goal drought over as the 3-time Golden Boot winner in top tier European leagues has rescued us. Tony, what a goal! Oh my word. And that has basically been the final kick of the game. We're going to wait for the final whistle to come any second now. And there it is. Oh my goodness. What a finish. What a game. Final score at San Siro, Milan 2, Roma 2. The Milan fans know they had to win tonight to have any chance of staying in the title race. But that draw keeps the gap at 14 points between us. It might be consecutive games without a win in the Serie A. But what a huge goal by Ivan, rescuing a point right at the death. Whilst Ivan Toney's sensational solo goal rescues us a point with his 25th of the season, it is still quite a concern for AS Roma. It's back-to-back draws in the Serie A. We hadn't drawn a single game all season long heading into the Torino game. Now 2 on the trot means the gap at the top of the table after Juventus won once again is now cut to just 4 points with 15 games to go. And this is why, whilst we were on that epic winning run of about 17 or 18 games in succession, I still believed that there was a chance we could be caught up at some point because the big teams rarely slip up. So when we do so, we open the door for them to come right back in to the title race. And speaking of Juventus, they're our opponents for our third and final game of today's episode, but it's not in the Serie A, it's in the Coppa Italia semi-final first leg. We travelled to Turin in a repeat of last year's Coppa Italia semi-final when we went all the way to win it. We're expected to do the same this season, so we need a good first leg result here. Back-to-back draws, feeling the pressure with Juventus breathing down our necks in the Serie A, now taking them on in the Cup. A huge game here in the first leg away in Turin. Rabiot, Pogba, good tackle by Romagnoli, and gets the danger away as well. And now, sets up a counter-attack. Ricardo! Oh, off the post! Off the post from Orsolini, so close. Orsolini to Fernandez. Pinamonti's onside! Oh, Castells, what a save! Fernandez keeps the chance alive and doesn't let the ball run out for a corner. And Juve will escape. What a stop by the Belgian. What a start to the game. Orsolini can't win it back. Juve clear. Kante. Nice ball through to Oyarzabal. Cut out by Calabria. And we should pass out from the back. Still, deadlocks at 0-0. Game started down a little bit since the frenetic beginning, but 8 minutes to go until before the break. Keane. Orsolini. Pinamonti! Primed and ready. Does it again. Milan 0, Roma 1, and Pinamonti, last year's Golden Boot winner in the Coppa Italia, gives us the lead right before half-time. Brilliant little ball there by Orsolini. Second time to Pinamonti. Brilliant finish, and Roma have their breakthrough. My bloody PS4's installing all the updates today as well, isn't it? It's 1-0 though, and it's Pinamonti who's got it. And I'm not one bit surprised, because again, I've said this so many times, I'll say it again, when this guy starts, you expect him to get a goal at some point. It's what he does. He's a goal scorer. And now Calabria, down the right. He's taking it inside. He's going to shoot himself. Calabria. What a goal. And this is why we rejected those bids from Dortmund, from Bayern Munich, from Spurs, I think it was, Crystal Palace. This is the reason we kept him here as a backup right back. He's such a consistent, reliable replacement for Wan-Bissaka, starting tonight ahead of the Englishman. We didn't see this last season, his first goal since I've been here. But what a strike. What a brilliant goal. Calabria makes it 2. Quick fire double for Roma. What a way to end the first half. Such a brilliant, brilliant first half displayed is from Roma. And we're not done yet. We're not done yet. Oh, and it's the icing on the cake of a textbook first half. Keane, against one of his former clubs, shows the respect as he makes it 3 for Roma. Back-to-back draws in the Serie A, haven't been looking quite as good in recent weeks, but Keane, oh, that is just brilliant, and the man on the line coming across just couldn't head it away. Makes it 3-0. Roma have been rampant in this first half. What a brilliant first 45 minutes in Turin. The lead is 3. Juventus looking for a goal to get back in the tie though, and they've found one. Rafael Leao played forward, drills it past Galini, and Juve reduced the deficit to 2. Well, if we were to win this game 3-0, I think the tie will be over already heading back to Stadio Olimpico, but instead, that makes things a lot more interesting. Nice little move by Juve as well. Ball into the middle, Rafael Leao finds space, drills it past Galini, 3-1. Juve now have got the bit between their teeth and they're looking to really get back in this tie and then some. And oh, Bastoni, oh, Bastoni's pulled against Fernandez. Oh, it's 3-2. It's 3-2, hands on heads. Rafael Leao's bagged the brace in 5 minutes and Juve are right back in the game, let alone the tie. Well, Bastoni on the turn, surrender possession, trying to give it to Gallo off the bench. Rafael Leao says, cheers for that one, mate, and drills it past Galini for a second time. It's 3-2, and we're collapsing here in Turin. Juve really going for it now. 3-2, and I must say, I'm a little bit worried. We could really do with a fourth goal here to kill this contest off. Barai plays a 1-2 with Brignola. It's Antonino. Back into Brignola. Pinamonti, surely! Off the post! Oh, and he just couldn't react on time as De Ligt clears it away. And Juve escape. My goodness, what a game! Is there one final chance in stoppage time for a goal here? Brignola. Pinamonti. Mandragora. Brignola. Oh, that should have been Pinamonti going through for another, but instead, the game ends there. Well, it's a win for Roma. We return to winning ways. It's a good first leg victory. However, it could have been a great one. Leading by 3, surrendering 2 quick goals to Rafael Leao means the tie hangs in the balance heading back to Stadio Olimpico. We're still the favourites to go through, but tie could have been over. Instead, it's still very much on, heading back to Rome. So I suppose it doesn't really hang in the balance if we're favourites to go through. But either way, 3-2 the final score. So Juventus will need to score 2 at the Stadio Olimpico. But it would have been 3 had we not surrendered those 2 cheap goals to Rafael Leao. Either way, we still get the win. That's the most important thing. Big victory for Roma. Pinamonti, my man of the match, Mr. Primed and ready, doing it once again. And thankfully, we do have a saving grace after back-to-back draws in the Serie A. The gap now cut to just 4 points in the league, but 90 minutes away from a place in the Coppa Italia final for a second straight season. That's a saving grace. But that was today's episode of Career Mode, guys. So a big thank you for watching if you have enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy today's episode, then please do drop a like. And much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. And I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode, which does, of course, feature the first leg away at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea in the Champions League round of 16, as our epic duel with Frank Lampard will continue with another battle there in West London very soon.